Hello. Well, um, just wanted to create this video right now, keeping it real. I haven't had breakfast yet. I woke up like an hour ago, but there's something very important, and it's about the mental struggle of an artist, and that's basically how I'm identifying myself at this moment right now, and like, which is something that used to happen to me a lot before. Not It doesn't happen to me that much right now because I've learned how to manage it. Back in the days, a couple of years ago, I used to struggle with a lot of like feelings of unworthiness, feelings of like not being good enough, or just depression and like anxiety, and like nothing that I created was good enough, nothing that I did was good enough, and then just feel and think that what's the purpose of me doing this, because no one's buying it, no one cares about it, no one comments on it, like then what's the point? And these thoughts were constantly in my mind, and they would make me stop and just like get depressed and like not want to get out of bed, or not really felt motivated to like make art or just continue with my projects. And um so what would happen to me was like I would get really motivated. Let's say like I would get really inspired by an artist, or like I would go to like an art show, or I would go somewhere and I would get really inspired to paint, and then I would like go back to my house and like start to paint, and I would get like really motivated, and then work so much to the point of getting burnt out. And then when things wouldn't go the way that I expected, for example like selling a piece of artwork, then I would crash and like feel super depressed, and then stop everything and basically lose momentum of what I was doing, um, and then fall into depression again because I wouldn't see the results, because I wasn't putting in the work. And then this constant loop of like depression, of like feeling like shit a lot of the times, and like feeling like what's the point of me creating if no one likes it, or like. So um for that reason, I created the course that I created. It's called Magical, Empowered, and Creative Women, um, because of my own struggles, and because of these struggles, in the a couple of years ago, I sought many teachers, many mentors, many courses, and from all of that, also books, courses that I took. From all of these things, I compiled a list of tools that help me get out of these mental states faster. Because what I would see is that when I would feel depressed, it was harder for me to get out of this depressive state than catch it right away. Before I would get into like this depressive state, I would catch it right away and sort of like work through it, work through the healing, work through actually feeling the emotions and processing the emotions. So that's something that happened to me last week. Like, I went to Georgia for a month for an art apprenticeship, at the Milan Art Institute, where I study, and it was an amazing experience. I was like living in like such an amazing place with other artists, just painting every day, and then coming back to my house. Of like, I love my house. I absolutely love the place where I live. I love it. But coming back to like working to the jobs that I necessarily don't feel very passionate about, sort of like put me in this state of like, what am I doing here? Like I should be a full-time artist by now. I should be, selling my artwork all the time. I should be, by at my 33 years of age, I should not be working here. I should be doing something else. I should. And that got me into this like sort of like sluggish mindset, and I didn't feel like painting. I didn't feel like doing anything. I just felt exhausted. My body was exhausted and tired because of all these thoughts, and like also like working. And I was just like, what's the point? Like I feel like I am like enslaved in this job. Like I can't seem to get out of it. And you start like questioning your life in those moments, which I feel like it's good. I mean, it's good to start questioning yourself and sort of like going through like this, like, it's good to go through ups and downs of like feeling good and then not feeling that good, because these moments when you're not feeling good, these are the moments where you can actually, you know, reflect upon your life and like take better steps next time and make better choices next time. But it's very important to notice that these moments are precisely for that and not for you to get stuck in them. And that's what something that would happen to me all the time, of like I would get stuck in these like depressive states and find it hard to get out of them after, and I would like spend like months in this state of like depression and like not wanting to like do things and like just feeling bad about myself and like sort of like getting in those states which would make me attract situations that would make me feel this way more, and therefore like bad things after bad things happen, because I was like attached to this like mentality. And I feel like it's very important to like process the emotions, um, feel the emotions, and then heal from it, find the gift that these emotions bring to you, and then move from them, um, as you know, as the time, you know, as quickly as you can. As the process and the cycle ends, you move from them. What tends to happen is that people don't move from them and they stay in this place for a long time, and then they're, you know, then it's like, then they see the consequences, because they, especially artists, they don't continue to pursue their art, and then it's sort of like this constant like depressive loop, because they're not making what nourishes their soul, you know. So this past week I was just like, okay, I'm gonna allow myself to feel this, I'm gonna allow myself to feel these emotions, I'm gonna process them, I'm gonna sort of like question myself, find the answer for why I feel this way or why I've gotten to this point. Because I started feeling this way for, you know, something personal that happened, like my finances, for example. I did like just bad financial choices this year, which got me to think about that. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna allow myself to feel, I'm gonna allow myself to process the emotions, see what I need to make, what my next steps are, and then figure out what to do, you know. But during this whole time I wasn't painting, I wasn't like doing much, so I wasn't even like doing what I had put myself to do for my business. Like I was going to launch like an art drop sale this weekend. So I had to like upload all of my artwork to my website, and I didn't do it because I was just like, what's the point? Like, no one's gonna buy, or like just, you know, nonsense um, thoughts, which aren't true, because people have bought my artwork, people buy my artwork, but it's still like this, like your mind sort of like starts to create these stories that you tend to believe at the end. So I was just like, I was just feeling sorry for myself, and then my beautiful boyfriend came to me and like started to tell me like, look at how blessed you are and all the things that you have. And so I started to focus on that, and I was like, yeah, that's one of the tools that I have for myself. It's like focus on gratitude and appreciation. So I started doing that, and then I was just like, after a moment of like feeling this like sluggish mental state of like sadness, I was just like, I'm gonna break free from this, and I'm just gonna paint. And the moment I started to paint, the moment I started to feel a lot better. And I was just like, this is it. It's just like, I just need to paint. Like I'm a painter. I need to do what feeds my soul, and that's what my soul wanted me to do. Like my sometimes, you know, you feed your body, you feed your mind, you also need to feed your soul. And for me, paint and art is food for my soul. So I started doing that, I started feeling a lot better. And then I was just like, okay, I haven't, you know, I didn't release the paintings that I needed to release on my website because I was feeling down. Um, I'm just gonna be honest to my audience and tell them what's going on, because, you know, I'm just like kind of tired of pursuing this like this like perfectionist way of living, or like things should be this way. And things happen, like things happen, and this is normal for us to happen as humans. Like, sometimes you're just gonna feel drained, you're just gonna feel extremely tired, and instead of faking it and like, you know doing it and like, oh, pretending everything is fine, and just like, this is something that I would do. It's like, oh, I didn't do what I committed myself to do, so now I'm gonna feel like shit because I didn't do what I said I was gonna do. um and then putting myself in that situation, I'm just going to be honest with my audience, tell them that I've been struggling mentally in the past couple of days, tell them that I've been like, having a hard time sort of like getting myself together, and just be honest. And I did precisely that, and I shared it on my Instagram. So sometimes that's what you need to do. Sometimes that you just release the pressure from yourself, and be as honest as you can be. Like, no one's really like counting, no one's really like expecting much from you. Sometimes you put too much expectations on yourself, um, that most people aren't. Sometimes you take yourself too seriously, or you take things too seriously. And my advice is like, yes, you need to like have a sort of a commitment, but that commitment should be to yourself and to your art. If you're like an artist, um, commit to yourself, commit to your personal health, to your mental health, to your soul health, because that's what's going to allow you to keep moving forward. That's what's going to allow you to continue to do what you do, to make this a better place, to share your art, to fulfill your dreams. So if that is, if that's going to like hold off a little bit from your work, then that should be your priority, because otherwise, who's going to make the work? If you're not good, then who's going to do it for you? So that's what what I allow myself is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. I can share that I've been struggling um, with my own self, and that's the reason why I haven't been posting my art on my website. Um, but I'll still post it, I'll still post it maybe one day later, but it will happen. And, it's not as like as professional as it can be for many people, like people set a date and they like work through due dates. And I know that that's how it should be, and I strive to be like that, but as I as I as I become that person who's like meets all deadlines and is like super on point, I can be myself. I can be myself, and I can be honest and vulnerable with people and tell them, hey, you know what, I messed up. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it because I struggled with a lot of mental health situations for a long time. And thank God I'm not in the same place that I was before, because things get better. And that's why I do these, like, I have these tools, and that's why I share them in my course, because um, I've seen my progress, and I've seen how, like, the more I work on myself and the more I heal, the less of these thoughts, the less these, like, horrible thoughts come to my life and come to me, or sort of like dominate me. They don't, as how they used to before. So I've seen the progress, and I've seen that even the thoughts I used to have before, I don't have them before. It's just like sort of like diminishes, and you start getting better, and you become a little bit better each and every single time. And this is something that I've learned in this couple of days, that I was asking God, I was asking the divine for insight. It's like, enjoy the process. And this is part of my process of my journey. It's like sharing with you my personal struggles for in my own journey of becoming a full-time artist and thriving in my art career, because I know for sure that I'll be there one day. I'll be there, and enjoying these moments of like, even enjoying the moments of challenges, are super valuable. So that's why I wanted to make this video and just come out here. You know, normally I would put on makeup and like get all like have like something like what I would like a certain, not like a script, but like an idea of what I was gonna say. Today it was just more of like improvising and just like coming out and sharing my story of my personal struggles these past days, because you know that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other, and I realized that sometimes even my students or my teachers, like they teach me a lot. Um, like last Saturday, I was like talking to one of my students, and she was telling me how my course was helping her with her anxiety and helping her a lot to feel better. And I was just like, you know what? I actually should start doing that. Like I should start doing my own course again. So yeah, we learn from each other, and I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you saw the video this far. I love to talk. It's one of my things now. But if you want to know more, if you want to know more about the course, just visit my website. It's astridcarolina.art, astridcarolina.art, and my course information is there, or some of my artwork. And also, if you want to follow me through Instagram, it's astridcarolina.art as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.